Okay, the Mariah Carey demo tape right here. You see her name, Mariah Carey, Brenda K. Starr, Ben Margolin. So basically, I was at a Christmas party. Eighth Wonder, which was a group from the UK, had Patsy Kensit as their lead singer. And she was, pretty well known as an actress. And I think the Pet Shop Boys produced the track. And they were having a record release party at Media Sound in New York. And it was around Christmas. And I went, and the label that the record was coming out on, Eighth Wonder, was called WTG Records, which was Walter Yetnikoff, Tommy Mottola, and Jerry Greenberg. All people I knew. They had invited me to the party. And after Tommy had been my manager, he stopped being my manager probably a year earlier. And they were there, and I talked to them, went on, had a few drinks, and Brenda came up to me and said, "Oh, I've got my background singer she's got a great demo. She's written all the songs and you want to hear it." So I said, "Okay, after the party, we'll go over to the studio and we'll listen to it." They walk away and Mottola comes up to me and said, "Is she any good?" He goes, "Any good?" And I go, "Well, I haven't heard the tape." So basically, I go get this girl who obviously has turned out to be Mariah, and she took another tape. She had two of these tapes, this tape here. She had two of them in her pocket. She went to give Jerry one because Jerry had signed her friend Brenda earlier, 4 years earlier. So she figured she should give it to him. He had the tape. I think he put it in his pocket. Mottola took it out and put it in his pocket. So we leave the party. We go to my studio. Me, Mariah, and Brenda go to Shakedown Sound. I stick the cassette in, this cassette, and the first three songs are all hits. And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm thinking, it's Madonna meets Whitney. She writes like Madonna, sounds like Whitney. I'm thinking, oh my, this is it. I've discovered gold, And then I realized that Mottola got the tape. I figure he's listening to the cassette. And before he lived in Connecticut. And before he got to Connecticut, I'm sure he was calling her up because the number was on there. So I tried to work things out. And I went to my new manager, a guy by the name of Bennett Freed, who was managing ABC and Gardner Cole. And I said, "Get on the red eye, man. This girl is going to be the biggest thing. You got to get here now." "Oh, no, send me the tape." I mean, this was 1989. FedEx the tape. I said, "No, I'll pay for, I actually said, I'll pay for your first class ticket. Here's my details. Get here." And obviously didn't. I sent him the tape, blah, blah, blah. We weren't able to get the deal. And she got the deal with Tommy, and the rest is history. And I think this is probably one of the few, if not the only tape that exists, because I put it away that night. But the other thing is, I never listened to it again. So recently, I was here with Dave from Wax Poetic, and we put it in, and there were like 7 more songs. I never made it past 3 because I thought, what do I need to listen anymore? The other thing I didn't, because obviously it wasn't, but the other thing is we get to the studio, I put on the tape, and it's unbelievable. 2 songs in, and there were 2 girls sitting in the lobby, in the lounge of my studio, and 2 singers who I was working with, and they came in and said, "Who was that?" And Mariah goes, "Me." And she goes, "No way." And then she starts singing, and they're both like, holy shit. One of those singers was the now the late Angie B. Stone. So she witnessed, she was there, and that's the story of the Mariah cassette.